getting right into it, March Madness is all I have been thinking of. And without further ado, I know David wants to cross off Duke on our bracket right here, so you can
Am I allowed to do the honors?
Go
all
right
right
ahead. The Mr. UNC himself.
You know,
Even though UNC got
all I
out
gotta
pretty
say is I am happy to be doing this, but I'm also happy because I have UConn in the Final Four. So, you know.
Yep. I think that game
a good call.
was one of the best the whole tournament. I was on the edge of my seat. What do you guys think of the game?
I agree. One of the best March Madness games I've ever seen. I mean, as a whole, the game didn't really pick up until the end because Duke was ahead by so much. But the last couple minutes, those sequences.
Seconds, actually.
Yeah. It's just an amazing comeback by UConn. Great coaching by Dan Hurley. I know people will say it was kind of luck that he made that last shot, but still to have that all set up, it just shows how dominant they've been ever since they've hired him, making yet another Final Four. I mean, I would feel for Duke, but it's Duke, so I think they're going to be okay. Just kind of sad how they definitely should have won that game. They did not. Boozer did not need to pass the ball there at the end. He could have taken the foul. So a very heartbreaking. I'm sure not for you. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, of course, I was rooting for UConn with my bracket and everything, and you know, I mean, I just don't want the ACC to win. Honestly, if Carolina's not going to win it, then it's going to be nobody else. But in all honesty, I think that was one of the best games of all time. The best, at least, game buzzer beaters. And I think the only one that would top that is Villanova 2016 beating North Carolina in the championship. As much as I, of course, feel lethargic every time I watch it, you know. But genuinely, Mullins making that shot was unreal. It was one of the purest swishes I've ever heard, and well, UConn's going to the Final Four.
Yeah,
so.
I also heard that they play in Minneapolis, correct, for the Final Four, and he grew up 30 minutes away from that stadium. So I think that's a really cool. Like he brought his team there, and it's like his hometown.
You know his family's gonna be like in the stands.
He's going back to Indiana. It's going to be real fun for him, and I also think how interesting is it? His two teams that he was going to pick to go to was Duke and UConn. And I heard he also canceled the trip to Durham to choose UConn. And what a full circle moment for him and his family, really.
Yeah. Definitely feels good. Probably felt like he made the right choice after that one. I'm sure he's
on
very
top of the
popular
world.
on campus right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, our winning team, Arizona, they did very well this past week. I think they still have a good shot. What do you guys think?
Yeah, they've dominated every game they've played in March Madness so far. I don't know how Michigan is going to stop them. I mean, I know obviously they're decent, but I just don't see it. Like, I think Arizona is on such a roll. I don't know. What do you think, David?
Honestly, Arizona's good. They've got a lot of freshmen behind them. Michigan a little more seasoned, of course, with their players and everything. It's going to be a fun matchup. But, I mean, Arizona's Arizona. We've seen them choke in big games, but honestly, everything's been double digits. Everything's been high scoring.
Everything seems kind of easy for them. I don't know if it's because they're playing teams that aren't as good, but for me, it just seems like this tournament has been so easy for them.
Yeah, well, they blew out Purdue, and I think they're hitting their peak at the perfect time. There's really nothing that like any of these teams have been able to do to put up like any effort against them. It's I don't know. I think they're the best team remaining. UConn could give them a run for their money because I think they're also really good and very well coached. But I think Arizona is, out of the 4 teams left, I'd put my money on them to win. And I wish I would have at the beginning.
Yeah, I think they've proven they are playing like a 1 seed. I don't think Duke played like a 1 seed. I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like they're, because I didn't like watch, but I kind of kept up with Duke because I knew people thought they were going to choke, and I didn't think they personally played like a 1 seed. Sorry,
it's all right.
I don't know. It'll be exciting. I personally want Illinois because I think it's a fun little underdog story, and I enjoyed watching them play Iowa, but I didn't watch it that deep. So, but
I agree with what you said about Duke, how they didn't play like a 1 seed. They struggled against Siena, which was embarrassing. They struggled against TCU a little bit too. So it kind of felt like this was inevitable at some point.
I'm surprised they made it so far.
Switch of how they played in the beginning of the tournament. Even before the tournament, it was a close game.
Siena's a tiny little school in Albany, New York. Like, they're not. it's not like they played against some powerhouse, and it's like, oh, okay, like that happens. Like Ohio State, TCU, it kind of is like, okay, it's two big schools, like they can get a lot of talent. I visited Siena. It is a small school in the middle of a neighborhood, so it's not
Kind of like here.
Yeah, kind of like here. We're in the middle of a neighborhood, and so it wasn't like, it definitely surprised me when they got in and that they got against Duke, but I thought they played a great game. So shout out them.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens. I feel like it's kind of anyone's game.
Yeah.
And I hope Arizona it does well.
For our bracket.
Our bracket's what, 11th, 12th
11th.
in our pool?
Something like that.
Around there?
Yeah, 12th.
And
or
who
11th.
and who's last? And
That would be
You, I think, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And I'm
us-
second in last.
Yes.
Really got the
yeah,
experts on the show.
You guys aren't really
Yes.
making us look good, but it's fine. I do want to highlight the women's
Yes.
tournament as well. UConn women's are also in the Final Four, which I think is so cool. Like, imagine your men's team and your women's team both in the Final Four. I feel like I haven't really. Has that happened before? I'm not sure. I feel like it probably has.
I think
but
UConn
like,
has done it in the past.
oh,
as
really?
well,
Okay, yeah. But I was like, that's so cool. Like, I just think that's awesome. And then South Carolina, Texas, and UCLA are also in the women's Final Four. And I think all those colleges are very well known, and I think would be a good competition. I do want to watch the women's this weekend as well. I don't know if any of you guys are tuning in to the women's or not.
Is the
but-
tournament this weekend or is
Yes,
okay?
yes.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
I'd
the
like to
Final
see.
Four.
Yes.
Okay, I might watch UConn because I think KK Arnold's pretty good. So
There we go.
I'll probably
the
watch-
women in sports.
I'll probably watch for KK, and I mean I think UConn's playing well for not having Beckers anymore. I mean you have such a star player. I know I've seen just like even football teams you get. Like, because that's like my forte. Like, you get a player gone, and it's like it ruins the team. So I think they've done pretty well, and they've got probably a good recruiting class underneath.
David?
Just to give you a football comparison, UConn's like Alabama. When they got Nick Saban, I mean, they just reload and they keep going. Gino Auriemma has built one of the best programs in women's basketball history, and it's no sign of stopping anytime now. I mean, they had Brianna Stewart a couple years back and won the championship. They had Maya Moore even farther back than that. And now they keep reloading and reloading. And, I mean, now you got the 4 number 1 seeds in the championship. I mean, it's, of course, what you expect, you know?
Yeah.
Number
But
one
it is
seeds come
fun
in.
to see because there's always
Yeah.
upsets. So it's cool to see like the 4 dominant teams actually do what you expect.
Mhm. Like the men's tournament last year was like the 4 number 1 seeds.
Not
in the
this
Final
year.
Four.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, definitely will be interesting. I'm going to go Texas. Shout out to my boy Nick Moffitt. He goes
He
to
still follows me on
Texas.
Instagram.
What'd you
Is he playing?
say?
I think he still follows me on
Oh,
Instagram.
I thought he unfollowed you.
I think he still follows. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's
Never
fine.
mind.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I'm going Texas. Hook 'em. But yeah, I think Dawn Staley is a great coach. Obviously, Gino's a great coach too. I would
Dawn
not
Staley's
be...
a PA native.
Okay.
Oh, really?
nice.
I didn't know that.
I think
yeah.
she's Delco or something like that. I don't know, but I just know she's from Pennsylvania.
Nice.
I mean, I think the match, honestly, I think the matchup to watch though is South Carolina UConn. Because South Carolina's always been a good team, but recently as well, they've beat every team by double digits heading into this upcoming game. I mean, UConn's done the same,
Yeah.
true. But South Carolina was beating teams by like 40 in the Sweet 16. And
Yeah.
they've just been dominant. And you know, that's my, honestly, I think whoever wins that game wins the championship.
All right.
be exciting.
I think I'm going to go with UCLA just because of the Ball brothers. I like them, and I know they won there.
And then
I
you
like
ha-
their colors
who did you
too.
have?
I have UConn.
Okay, then I'll
Uh,
take USC to like,
Hey,
fill it out.
Someone's got to
Alrighty.
win.
Dawn Staley is from
Alrighty.
Philly. I did look that
So,
up, so
yeah,
I was close.
I have UConn in my women's bracket. I have 3 picks wrong in the entire bracket.
That's pretty impressive.
It's my
Yeah.
second year in a row being in the top couple hundred of brackets.
Wow.
For the women.
And then in men's,
Okay.
it's not that good.
Yeah.
Men's, I'm sitting like 11 millionth. So
What happens?
I think going back to the men's though, I choose Arizona as everyone still. You said UConn. Are you guys still Arizona?
I'll choose
or-
UConn to beat.
I'm gonna go Arizona.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with Arizona.
All right.
and
You're the lone soldier
Well, I was gonna
here.
pick. I'm deciding because I think UConn will beat Illinois. I think that's pretty easy, but I don't know. I'll go with Arizona just so I don't feel left out.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm kind of stuck in a dilemma because I have UConn, Arizona in the national championship in my bracket. And it could happen. But my dad went to Illinois, so that's who we've been rooting for this entire time. And I kind of want my boys from Illinois to go and do something, shock some people, but You know, I'm going to be very split on these couple games over the course
Does
of this
anyone want to
weekend,
advocate
so.
for Michigan at all?
You know,
I think they have a chance.
I
do.
do, yeah.
But
We're kinda
my money's
underrating
not
them.
on them, so I don't want to choose them. I don't want to give them the luck because I want the luck. I want to win.
yeah, I wouldn't be, as much as I've said about how great Arizona is, I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan did win. They've played great all year. Obviously, #1 seed. I don't think they'll beat Arizona, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me.
If they did, it won't be like, oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess we just have to wait and see what happens. But moving in from the winter into the spring sports, the Phillies had their season opener this past week. I know, Gwen, you want to talk about it?
Yes,
so
because they
give
beat,
it to us.
they
Give
beat
us
my
the
team.
rundown.
They beat the Texas Rangers, which is always. But then the Rangers came back. That was so far. That's the Phillies' only win, I think.
I think they're 3-1, I believe.
Or
or no,
1-3.
1-3. 1-3.
They're not doing too hot.
Sorry.
But yeah, I do want to shout out Jake Berger from Texas did have a home run, which is very exciting. And then Corey Seager did score off of that home run. And then also Kyle Higashioka also scored. And Danny Jansen also had a good game. However, their pitcher, Nathan Eovaldi, did not do good because the problem with the game was Texas was down 0-5 until the 9th inning, which is stressful. And I can find who scored for the Phillies, but basically it's frustrating to watch until the 9th inning, and then they scored 3, but still that's not good enough. But the Rangers did come back, and that's been their only loss so far, which is exciting. They did beat Philly twice after. The one went to the extra inning, and then they blew them out of the water 8-3.
Okay.
And then they beat the Orioles 5-2, and they are currently playing Baltimore as we speak.
It's the beginning of a very long season.
I know,
The Phillies,
but I'm going to give...
two of our best players, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, coming off the World Baseball Classic.
I know, but
They
let
need
me
a
give
little bit
Texas
of
a
rest.
chance.
The Texas Rangers, did they even have any players in the World Baseball Classic?
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
But Josh Young,
think
shout out
Eovaldi
Josh Young.
Okay. Well, anyways, the Phillies are just, they're recouping from that.
I don't know for sure.
I think they'll
they're-
be fine.
Team Italy.
My
We're
dad
gonna
is
bounce back.
I will give the Phillies credit. My dad and my sister is actually one of the biggest Philly fans I've met, which is surprising because girl does not know football or any other sport, but baseball, she's a ride or die. And so I'm going to give them credit, but I don't think they're going to be, they had that one year where they were the first to hit, I think 90 wins or something like that, and they were expected to win everything, and then per usual, they choked in the playoffs. But I think they'll make the playoffs for sure, but I don't necessarily think they'll be contenders. And they also have Rojas on an 80-game suspension for performance-enhancing drugs. I cannot say that, which I know my dad is very happy about. He hates Johan Rojas,
Listen,
but he does not think that man can bat to save his life.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Well, my dad is a Phillies fan. He
Oh.
hates him because he can't score.
Okay. Anyways.
But if we can also look at other teams. Do you guys think there's any other teams? I know my mom's a Red Sox fan, so she's probably going to be cheering for that. I definitely have a divided household for sure. I know Jay and Connor are both Orioles fans, but...
So unfortunately, everyone in your family is going to hate me. I'm a Yankees fan. And fortunately, we've been pretty good so far, 4-1 to start the season. Judge,
Someone's
of course,
cheering. I hear someone cheering up
Someone's
there.
cheering up there.
I think it's
Probably
Adam.
Adam. You know, and that's what makes our bond so special, Adam and I, you know. But Aaron Judge, of course, didn't have the start that he wanted when struck out 4 of the first 5 at-bats he had. Lost me a lot of fantasy points. But, you know, he came back, he had a home run, and they've been on a roll. They beat the Giants. I don't remember who they're beating, but they are playing the Mariners tonight. Cal Raleigh, of course, came from the World Baseball Classic and went and had the first 7 at-bats be 7 strikeouts. So, honestly, it's everybody getting into the groove. As you said, Sal, it's a long season. And, you know, we're 5 or 6 games in at this point. There's 162.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can't be upset as of right now.
Yeah. I'm just worried the Dodgers are going to win it all again.
Well, I was going to ask with the Phillies, do you have hope? My sister's favorite player is Brandon Marsh, so I'm going to advocate for her, but...
Brandon, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's her favorite.
Interesting.
Because when he went down to Reading, she was like, we got to go, and then we couldn't go. But do you think he's going to be, like... Because I know when he's good, when he's healthy and he's good, he's like a pretty solid, what is he, like, third baseman, outfielder, something?
He plays
He's outfield.
outfield.
But I know he's pretty solid, but Is there anyone you would like to
playing
shout
right
out?
now?
Because I'm
On the
shouting out,
Phillies?
obviously Corey Seager is my shout out, and Josh Young
I'll shout out Schwarber.
with his
He's-
home run in the.
Yeah, I mean he kind of surpassed Bryce Harper in terms of like, I don't know. That may be a bit controversial to say, but at least as far as I see it, and as far as consistency, if it's a big game, I want Schwarber at bat. Harper, I think, is a bit too unreliable these days. Like, he's had his moments. He's had his amazing clutch performances. Everyone knows that. But I mean, if I'm gonna shout someone out, it's gonna be Schwarber. He's my favorite on the
That's the only
team.
one I know because he's the best. At least that's what I
Thank you.
thought.
Have
Yeah.
you seen the videos where people compare his running to Ted the bear?
I have not.
running?
I can imagine that though.
But
yeah.
I mean, he's good. And if you look at other teams, I mean, at least you're not like an Oakland A's fan. They're 0-4.
Exactly.
I
Could always
mean,
be
Chicago
worse.
White Sox are 1-3.
Rockies, yeah.
There's like inherently bad teams. The Pirates, even though they have Paul Skeens, they're 1-3.
They're winning right now. So.
Well, they might be winning right now, but they're 1-3, so that'll put them up
Yeah.
2-3. But I'm
Long
definitely
season.
excited for.
Yeah, I guess
this
we gotta wait and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Catch
And,
me in Texas.
Before we wrap up or whatever, I just want to say
Oh my goodness.
this
Oh.
is. I wanted to address the elephant in the room. Obviously,
Cut this
I
out,
look.
editor. Cut it out.
I'm the editor, so it's gonna stay in. I know I look stupid in this outfit.
You always look stupid.
I planned on wearing my pants with this, obviously, but I leave my suit and ties here.
In our dressing room.
Yeah, in our dressing room
our-
that Ella created
Yep,
and Ella started and founded. But I accidentally walked home with my pants on last time we recorded.
I never
so
thought I'd hear this.
They're
But,
yeah, they're in my apartment. I only was wearing my shorts today. I didn't really have time to change, hence my outfit. So I just want to apologize. I'll do better in the future, and I'll be back in a full suit next week.
Thank you so much for that public service announcement. I hope everyone at home can
forgives you
Yes, and
for this mishap.
Yep, and we'll go on. Anywho, up next for this week's report, we have Fights with Frailey.
What's up, y'all? We are back with the UFC breakdown. I have changed locations for, I think, the third time now. I hope this one sticks. I feel pretty good up here. But let's get right into the UFC Fight Night, Adesanya versus Pfeiffer. It was a phenomenal card. There were many highlights through the night, and the two that I wanted to focus on were obviously the Israel Adesanya fight against Joe Pfeiffer, and then the Alexa Grasso fight against Macy Barber. Starting with Alexa Grasso, in the first round, she just destroyed Macy Barber. It was gross in a good way, if you know what I mean. She knocks out Macy Barber, and you see her start to drop. She hits her with like maybe one or two more punches, and then just gets behind her like a snake and gets into a rear naked choke position. And the ref just like jumps in. She was already out. And it was just brutal. Like, I don't think she got up for maybe like 5 minutes. It was definitely like that's a superstar. Like, that's gonna get people excited for her next fight, and I'm really excited to see what she does. I'm pretty sure she's a prior champion. I'm gonna have to check back on that. But man, I am excited to see Alexa Grasso fight. That was thrilling to see. Moving on to Israel Adesanya and his sad descent from being the champion. He has now on a 4-fight losing streak, and Joe Pfeiffer knocked him out in the second round, and just brutal ground and pound destruction. Like, you kind of saw Adesanya just like covering up, like his feet were flailing in the air. Like, he's belly down on the mat, and Pfeiffer's up there just kind of like he was going, just hitting him. And I feel like at 1 second, he kind of like looks up at the ref like, dude, are you going to stop this? Like, and I mean, Israel Adesanya, he had a really nice message after the fight. It was something about how he's still like undefeated in his mind. Obviously, he's taken defeats, but you know, mentally undefeated. And I really resonated with that. It was a lot of people are in social media are kind of clowning on him for that, but you know, as long as he's mentally strong and, you know, is going to be entertaining and still wanting to continue the fight, I fully support that. Pfeiffer is looking like a serious weapon of destruction in this middleweight division. He's going to keep moving up the ranks. He's 16-3. He's got great power, great just grappling Actually, one of my friends, he went to the same high school, and Joe Pfeiffer was living with the wrestling coach, and he really comes from a just out of the mud story, and we can all appreciate that. And I'm excited to see what he does in his career. He's possibly could be a champion. We'll see. Hamzat Chimaev is the champion right now. He's looking unbeatable. I'm not sure who's going to beat him with his just insane ground game. He ragdolled Dricus du Plessis. It was a boring fight, but he did just absolutely destroy him on the ground. So we'll see where that goes. I think that's all I have for this week. Thank you for tuning in, and back to you, Ella.
Thanks for tuning in this week, and join us next week to discuss the championship games of March Madness. As always, stay in the zone.